Who here likes animals? Awesome, a lot of you. Who here knows that many companies are still testing animals on their products? All right, glad some of you have knowledge on that. Today I will be talking about animal testing and specifically in the cosmetics industry. First off, I want to show you some pictures of animal testing and what it's like to be tested on the animals. Yes, some of these are kind of gruesome. Next, I'm going to be talking about PETA and some of the things that they don't believe in or support. After that, I will talk about the living conditions of the animals and what it's like and what they have to go through. Next, lastly, I will be talking about the different types of testing and some examples of specific tests done on the animals. PETA, big topic, little amount of time. Now PETA stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. There are many things that PETA has stated on their site, PETA.org, that we can talk about, but there are I just want to talk about a few of them right now. PETA doesn't agree with keeping animals as pets. They don't believe in working dogs, and they value animals' lives over humans. This next one is a little bit big, and you can probably guess what it is. PETA doesn't believe in raising animals for food and fiber. They also believe in that everyone should be a vegan. Now, the next big topic is living conditions. This is something that I personally don't like, and I don't like seeing or hearing about it either. The animals that are tested live in crowded cages and never step foot outside. The animals have a lack of enrichment, and so they are very malnourished. They're exposed to bright lights and loud music, and the animals become stressed very easily. Some of the animals that are stressed out easier than others are mice and chimpanzees. An article from the FFAR group, last accessed on November 20th, shows some pictures of the animals that have been tested on. Right here are a few of those pictures. The first one shows little bunnies in these cages. These are most likely the cages used for the bunnies while testing on them. As you can tell, they have no room to move and are stacked on top of each other like bins and boxes. The next picture is of a cat that has gone through testing on its brain. There is a device that is stuck onto her head that is used for the experiments. Now the last picture is of a monkey that is being held down by a contraption and is not able to move at all. This is one of the methods used for the testing on the animals. Now the next topic is testing on the animals. An article from the New England Anti-Vivisection Society, or NEVS, stated that while testing, animals are subjected to experiments that can include everything from testing drugs to burning skin, blinding, implanting electrodes into the brain, causing brain damage, and even being poisoned from toxicity testing. Now these are just a few things that have happened, but I assure you, there are many more. Now the first test that I will talk to you about is the testing for allergic reactions on skin. This uses 32 guinea pigs or 16 mice. The test substance is applied to the surface of the skin or injected under the skin of the guinea pig or applied to the ear of the mouse. Its skin may show signs of redness, ulcers, scaling, inflammation, and itchiness. The next test I want to talk to you is eye irritation and corrosion. Now this tests for eye irritation, which is a reversible eye damage, and eye corrosion, which is very severe and is actually irreversible for the eye damage. This test uses 1 to 3 rabbits, and the test substance is applied to the rabbit's eyes, and the eyes may show signs of redness, bleeding, ulcers, blindness, and other signs of damage. Now the last test is the developmental toxicity. This test uses 480 rabbits, 100 adult females, and 380 pups, or 1,300 rats, 100 adult females, and 1,200 pups. This tests for birth defects. A pregnant female is exposed, usually by force feeding, starting at the initiation of pregnancy through implantation and continuing throughout the pregnancy. She is killed on the day before she is expected to give birth, on average 22 days for rats and 31 for the rabbits. Her pups are then extracted and evaluated for signs of developmental abnormalities. Now, AnimalsAustralia.org, last accessed on November 19, shows many brands and companies that are still testing on animals. These are just a few of the companies and brands that still support testing on animals. As you can see a lot of big ones like Vaseline, Johnson & Johnson, you've got Dove, Scotchgard, Olay, Windex. These are just a few of them, but I can assure you there are many more. I wanted to end this speech today by reading a quote by a primatologist named Dr. Jane Goodall on a PETA blog by Grace Freedom posted on June 10, 2008, talking about the testing and living conditions of the animals. That quote by Dr. Jane Goodall states, "In no lab I have visited have I seen so many chimpanzees exhibited such intense fear. The screaming I heard when chimpanzees were being forced to move through to the dreaded needle in their squeezed cages was, for me, absolutely horrifying." This, for me, is so sad because seeing and hearing these animals scream in pain and agony to try and get away from the needles is heartbreaking. I would never want to go and live through that myself. So why would you put animals through it? Thank you.